Hey guys, welcome to Jaxbeautifulyou. I am so excited to be filming today, although today's video was a little painful for me. Today we're going to be talking about 10 out of 10 perfumes. They have to fit specific criteria in order to fit into this category. These are perfumes that I think are absolutely perfect and I wouldn't change anything about them. So this was difficult because I have about 150 perfumes in my collection, and when I went through, I had about 20 fragrances that fit into this category that I could honestly say fit the criteria that I was looking for, and then I had to narrow it down from there to 10. I do have one honorable mention though. This was a very difficult list for me to put together, but I am happy with my choices and I'm excited to share them with you. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jackie. Thank you so much for clicking on my thumbnail today. I really appreciate you being here. To my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for all your continued support. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified when I upload. I do try to upload at least 2 videos per week. And without further ado, let's get into this video. All right, so real quick, let's talk about the criteria that these perfumes had to meet in order to be considered a 10 out of 10 fragrance. So first of all, they have to be a scent profile that I obviously love. They have to have that it factor, they have to have that wow factor, and there's absolutely nothing about the scent that I would change. The second one is that the presentation and the bottle has to be nice. It can't be some sort of cheap, flimsy packaging. It can't be a bottle that I personally don't like the aesthetic of. It has to have nice presentation and a nice bottle. And of course, the third criteria is the performance. It has to be a good performer. It has to last and it has to have a good sillage. So some pretty strict criteria here, and I was kind of surprised to find that I had about, like I said, 20 fragrances that I found to really fit in this category. And so I had to choose between the top 20, the best of the best, the cream of the crop. Let's start with the honorable mention. This one didn't quite make the list, even though this is my favorite perfume of all time. You guys know, real quick, I just want to mention it, Angel Share. So I do adore this fragrance, and to me, this is a 10 out of 10. But the reason I didn't put it in this list is simply because some people don't get good performance out of this one. That blows my mind. That absolutely shocks me because I get amazing performance out of this. So for me, this qualifies as a 10 out of 10 perfume. But A, I talk about it all the time, and B, some people say they don't get really good performance from it. So I am not going to have it in this list, but I did want to give it a little shout out, honorable mention, because I think this perfume is absolutely amazing. All right, the first one is by the House of ARGOS, and this is Triumph of Bacchus. This perfume is absolutely outstanding. Not only do I think this is a 10 out of 10 fragrance, but I honestly think this is a masterpiece perfume. And I don't like to just throw that word around because it's kind of serious. I mean, it's not serious. It's just perfume. It's not really that serious, but when you're going to use the word masterpiece, it really has to be something that just absolutely just is amazing. You know, it just blows your mind and it knocks your socks off. And this is that perfume for me. This makes my eyes roll in the back of my head and I adore it. This is warm. This has rum. This has apple, peach, saffron. There's tobacco in here. There's tonka bean, vanilla. It's a warm, ambery, spicy, tobacco, boozy masterpiece of a fragrance. This is a unisex fragrance, so anyone can wear this, and it smells fantastic on everyone. My husband loves this one. I love this one, and it smells incredible on him. It smells incredible on me, if I do say so myself, and the performance of this fragrance is outstanding. This will last you through your entire day, and you are going to smell like the most amazing, intoxicating person ever. I do regret getting the small size size. This was a blind buy for me, so I started with the small size, but this is a lifer fragrance for me, and as soon as I go through this small bottle, I will definitely be getting a full size. This is more of a fall winter fragrance, so I'm not wearing it a lot right now, but I go over to this fragrance and smell it all the time. I'm on the hype train with this fragrance for sure. The packaging definitely qualifies for the criteria of this video. I think that ARGOS packaging is absolutely beautiful and almost like a work of art. So that is by ARGOS Triumph of Bacchus. This next one is so well blended and I absolutely love the bottle. This is by the House of Oud and this is Dates Delight. It's one of my favorite fragrances in my collection. Definitely fall winter for me, but this is kind of the beginning of unisex fragrances for me. When I first discovered this fragrance, when I had a sample of it, it wasn't a blind buy, I sprayed it on and I was kind of blown away at how much I loved it. I was afraid of this house, I was afraid of this fragrance, but this really opened my eyes to show me that there are a lot of unisex fragrances out there that don't necessarily lean masculine or feminine. They're truly straight down the middle, and I absolutely love it. I think anyone can wear this for sure. This is definitely a sweet date perfume, but it's not a realistic foodie gourmand. It has gourmand aspects to the fragrance, but there are other things in the fragrance that keeps it from being a foodie gourmand. It is definitely what I would classify as a semi-gourmand. So this has dates and peony in the opening. You definitely get dates in here. You pick out this realistic date-like, dessert-like feel to the fragrance. Oh, I just adore this fragrance. This also has cinnamon and caramel, some tonka bean. I definitely pick up the cinnamon, but it's not over the top in here. I don't feel like it's too much cinnamon. Some people don't like when cinnamon is front and center just because it can kind of feel sharp to some people. I love cinnamon, but it's not over the top in this fragrance. There's some honey, sugar. So like I said, lots of gourmand aspects to this, but then just when you think it's going to be too gourmand, you get the labdanum in here as well. And I'm pretty sure that there's a hint of oud, and I kind of get like a patchouli vibe in here too, just like a dark oriental base. So this is beautiful. I love the bottle. I think the bottle is so pretty, and I really love the fact that these are all hand dipped. Each bottle is a little bit different than the other, so nobody has the exact same bottle. You know, I think that's pretty cool. I love the bottles. Some people don't like these, but I think these are really beautiful, and the performance is fantastic. This will last you all day. It's strong enough to cut through the cold, and I think this is one of my favorite fall winter fragrances in my collection. So that is by the House of Oud Dates Delight. Okay, another fragrance that gets so much hype here, especially lately on YouTube, but it's worth it. I'm sorry. I just have to tell you what I think. I think it is worth it. I think this is worth every single penny. I absolutely adore this fragrance. This is by Liquid Imaginaires Blanche Bet. I am so in love with this perfume. When I had the sample of this fragrance, I really liked it a lot, enough to ask for it for my anniversary. This was an anniversary gift from my husband, and I really, really liked it a lot, but I didn't love it the way I do now. The sample just did not do it justice. This is so gorgeous, and I absolutely love the bottle. The bottle is really unique and gorgeous. This scent is gorgeous, it's intoxicating, and it's addictive. So for me, this fragrance, I get a lot of lactonicness. There's milk in here. I've told you guys before, I get coconut milk from this. I get this creamy lactonic coconut milk in the fragrance. I have no idea where that coconut vibe is coming from. There's tuberose in here. I definitely picked that up, but it's not an overly bubblegummy tuberose. There's also cacao in here. I don't really pick that up though. There's vanilla, and then there's musk. There's a lot of muskiness in this fragrance that really helps to make this wearable. I wouldn't change a thing about the perfume because it smells incredible, and it just makes me feel so happy. I cannot get enough of this fragrance. The performance of this is outstanding. It is way better than I thought it was originally. It's actually almost beast mode. I wore this the other day and I sprayed too many sprays, and this perfume was doing the most, you know, it was projecting. And it didn't stop. It kept on going. It was like the Energizer Bunny. It just kept on going. And I realized I don't need that many sprays of this perfume. So this is by Liquid Imaginaires Blanche Bet. All right, up next is another fragrance that I classify as a masterpiece. Yes, I'm just gonna say it. I really do. I really feel like this is a masterpiece perfume. It was innovative during its time when it first came out. I really feel like this perfume set the bar for other perfumes coming after it. So this is by Chanel and this is Coco Mademoiselle. Now I have the intense version here, but the original is the masterpiece. This one is my favorite though. I prefer the intense version over the original, even though I really love both of them. But the only difference is this one has more patchouli and more vanilla. So this is outstanding in my opinion. I absolutely love the classic Chanel bottles. Love the presentation of all Chanel perfumes. I love the way this smells. I wouldn't change a thing about it. It is classy, it is sophisticated, it makes me feel super put together, and of course the performance is outstanding. This is a beast mode fragrance. It will last you all day and people are going to smell you. So I just think this is a masterpiece perfume. I think, like I said, it set the bar for so many other perfumes after it, and yeah, it was innovative for its time. Yes, we smell this on people all the time now. Everywhere you go, you can probably smell Coco Mademoiselle. Even people who aren't in the perfume community, you know, they're gonna know what Coco Mademoiselle smells like. So no, it's not the most unique fragrance anymore, but when it came out, it was. And for that reason, I just think this is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. So that is by Chanel Coco Mademoiselle Intense. All right, this next one, I know everybody talks about it all the time and has been for years now, but this is truly a 10 out of 10 for me, and I absolutely love this fragrance. This is by Parfums de Marley Delina Exclusif. This is such a gorgeous fragrance. Performance, obviously is there. I mean, everybody can agree this is beast mode. I don't know of any person who's ever tried this perfume and said that they didn't get good performance out of it. It is just absolutely fantastic. The packaging, come on, 10 out of 10. This is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous bottle. And I think it is super feminine and beautiful, and I absolutely love the crystal on the top. So this has lychee, pear, and bergamot in the opening, so you definitely get this fruity, bright opening that I just think is so good. The difference between this one and the original is this is not as tart. There's a rhubarb note in the original one that is very tart and can kind of come across a little bit sour. I really like the original Delina, but I honestly feel like I don't need that one in my collection because I do prefer this one, and I think if given the choice, I would always pick this one. That's why I've just never added the original in. This one is just absolutely fantastic in my opinion. This has Turkish rose, it has oud and incense. I don't pick up a lot of oud in this fragrance. I do pick up some incense. I pick up like a darkness to this perfume. Not really a darkness, but like a depth. A depth to the perfume that gives it character, but I wouldn't consider this overly incensey to me. Definitely a lot of rose in this fragrance for sure. And then there's vanilla, there's some amber and woody notes in the base. I definitely pick up a ton of vanilla. This smells super creamy. It's like a cross between powdery and creamy. When this dries down on my skin, it does get powdery, and that's fine because I love powdery fragrances. So this is just elegant, sophisticated, amazing, beautiful fragrance that's super hyped up and for good reason. So that is by Parfums de Marley Delina Exclusif. Okay, up next we have one by XERJOFF, and this is Ivory Root. This is definitely a 10 out of 10 for me, and I think this is such a fantastic fragrance. I actually sprayed this the other day, and I just missed it, you know? I'm not wearing this right now. This is a fall-winter fragrance for sure. I'm not wearing it right now, but I love smelling this off the cap, and I cannot wait to wear this. I cannot wait. This is a sexy, date night, amazing perfume. I love these bottles. This color blue is absolutely beautiful, and I think these XERJOFF bottles just look super luxe, super sophisticated and elegant, and I just think the packaging and presentation is always fantastic from XERJOFF. Now the notes in here are vaulted. We don't really know, but I get vanilla, I get tobacco, I get spices for sure. I get a lot of spices. This is a very spicy vanilla and woody tobacco fragrance. There's no tobacco listed on Fragrantica, but I swear I pick out tobacco in this fragrance. It's very light. It's not like the star of the show, but every time I wear this, I feel like I smell tobacco. I don't know if that's right or not, but definitely spices. There's fresh spicy and there's warm spicy both in this fragrance. On Fragrantica, it says that there's basil in here. That does make sense to me. I pick up a kind of fresh, spicy, something along the lines of basil in here. That is not going to be for everyone. This was a slow burn for me. I did not love this fragrance when I first sprayed it because it is spicy. But as this fragrance starts to dry down, that super spiciness does tone down and everything mixes together on the skin and blends to absolute perfection. And that's why I wouldn't change anything about it, because it just works. It just works on my skin. By the end of the night, when I was done testing this fragrance out, I went to no, I don't like this, to wow, that's really beautiful, to oh my gosh, I have to have a bottle right now. So packaging is amazing. Scent is amazing. If you like spicy, warm vanilla fragrances, if you want something unique, you will not smell like anyone else if you wear this. Trust me, it is unique, it is beautiful, warm, spicy, woody vanilla with some tobacco, and it's gorgeous. So performance is absolutely outstanding. This will definitely project and people are definitely going to be able to smell you, which is why I feel like this is better suited for cold weather. In the heat, this would be too much for me personally, but beautiful 10 out of 10 fragrance. I absolutely love it. That is by XERJOFF Ivory Root. All right, up next, you know I have to talk about this fragrance because I love it so much. This is definitely a 10 out of 10 for me, but absolutely, positively not for everyone. It's not going to be a 10 out of 10 for everyone, but it is for me. So this is by Narcotica Dulce Diablo. I think this is such a gorgeous, delicious, gourmand fragrance. That's all I get from this is the gourmand notes. The apricots are the star of the show. There are definitely some apricots going on in here, so you have to like that. You have to be into an intense, fruity, apricot fragrance in order to like that. But the other thing about this is that it is boozy. I think it has both cognac and rum in it, if I am not mistaken, but whatever's in here, it's very prominent and you're definitely going to smell boozy for sure, which is absolutely perfect for me because I love boozy fragrances. This is boozy, this is fruity, and then it has cacao, and it smells to me like Tootsie Rolls. So I get a boozy apricot Tootsie Roll vibe. There's sugar, there's honey. There's other notes in here as well that's not fully gourmand, but I don't pick those up at all. And I love the bottle. The bottle is absolutely beautiful. The packaging is very heavy and very luxe looking for sure, very expensive looking. The performance on this is beast mode for sure. I didn't realize that until I wore it a couple of times and I was like, whoa, this is strong. It is definitely going to project. People are going to be able to smell you. You will be making a statement with this fragrance for sure. This is definitely a statement fragrance, you know? It smells gorgeous though. It's so delicious. I adore it. And I think it's worth every single penny. I paid full price for this. I just blind bought it one day. I blind bought it because of the hype and I paid full price for it. And I do not regret a single bit of that decision. Not one moment of regret because I truly love this fragrance and think it's just worth every single penny. So that is by Narcotica Dulce Diablo. All right, another fragrance I bought because I heard people talking about how delicious this is. I'm a sweet tooth person, okay? I'm a gourmand lover. I love sweets. I love things that smell and taste delicious. And this is no exception. This is by Milano Fragranze Panettone. This is up there for me with Angel Share and Triumph of Bacchus. This blew my socks off and it just absolutely, yeah, it absolutely blew me away. I mean, I think this is one of the most delicious gourmand fragrances of all time. Now, this one is a full-on foodie gourmand. It's not a semi-gourmand, you know. sometimes I find that I do prefer something in my gourmand fragrances to kind of offset it so that it's not too overly realistic foodie. Sometimes foodie gourmands can be too sweet, too rich, too sweet, too much all at once, you know what I mean? So a lot of times my gourmands, I prefer semi-gourmands. This is an exception though. This is a full-on foodie gourmand that I love and wouldn't change a thing about it. It smells so good. So this supposedly smells just like panettone. I've never had panettone, but it is an Italian bread-like, cake-like dessert. It's like a sweet bread. And I believe there's orange, which definitely you pick up the orange in here. I pick up a lot of orange in the opening. It's got a little bit of booziness to it, but I think there's rum in here. I wouldn't say this is overly boozy though, so don't let that scare you if you don't like boozy fragrances. It does have like a sweet bread-like quality to it. There's immortelle in here, which I think is what's causing that kind of bready feel. I do get like a dark fruit from this as well. Some people say they think of raisins, which that makes sense to me, and some sweet, sweet bread, but not too sweet. Not to the point where this is like sickeningly sweet. It's actually perfect. It's a foodie gourmand that I think is done to perfection. And I just love it. This is so delicious. It makes me want to actually eat food. Like I'll spray it. If you're on a diet, this is not a great fragrance for you because it actually physically makes me hungry. I love the bottle. This bottle is beautiful. I really like this color. I like the blue color. I like the gold top. And I get really, really good performance out of this. This lasts all day and I can definitely smell it on me with a gorgeous, gorgeous sillage. So this is by Milano Fragranze Panettone. All right, another designer fragrance that I have said is a 10 out of 10 fragrance from the beginning, and I still feel that way today. This is an absolutely outstanding fragrance. This is by the House of Guerlain. This is Mon Guerlain Intense. This is one of my favorite date night scents. It's super sexy. I do tend to wear this more in the fall and winter as well. So this has lots and lots of lavender in it, but lavender done right. Sometimes lavender can come across as more masculine, but this is definitely not a masculine fragrance in my opinion. This is very feminine, very sexy, very date night appropriate. So lavender, and then there's a lot of vanilla in here. This is a mostly vanilla perfume, but then it has this super uber sexy patchouli and licorice base. There's some sandalwood in here. There's some benzoin and white musk, but I get the patchouli and that licorice combination in the base that makes it uber sexy, like just absolutely beautiful. And this is one of my first fragrances when I first started collecting perfumes and really getting into perfumes. This is one of the first fragrances that I tried that actually made like my eyes roll in the back of my head, and I was floored at how good this smells. This was my favorite fragrance for a long time. Like this was in the #1 spot for a while. The packaging is beautiful. I really love the bottle. I think the bottle is very well done and very pretty. I also really like the color of the juice. This like purplish colored juice is absolutely gorgeous, and the performance is outstanding as well. This is a really good performing fragrance. Like I said, one of my favorite date night scents. This is one of my husband's favorite fragrances on me. He thinks this is super sexy and he loves smelling this perfume on me. I think that this is just one of the best designer fragrances that you can find, honestly. It's one of the best of all time. 10 out of 10 for sure. So that is by the House of Guerlain, Mon Guerlain Intense. And the last fragrance is by Initio. This is Psychedelic Love. I am so in love with this perfume, and this is such a well-blended, gorgeous, high-quality fragrance. So first of all, the packaging of all the Initio fragrances is beautiful. I think this simple, sleek, dark royal purple with the gold right here in the front is absolutely beautiful. I love the Initio bottles, and the scent of this is just really intoxicating and addicting. It's powdery, it's heliotrope, there's some ylang ylang in the opening, so I get kind of this banana feel to it. I get that heliotrope for sure, definitely powdery, and then I get a beautiful myrrh and sandalwood in the base, so it has a little bit of a resinous touch and then a lot of that sandalwood. It is a powdery, woody, slightly ylang-ylang feeling fragrance. It's really unique and it's really beautiful. It's kind of understated, you know, it's not a beast mode fragrances like a lot of the Initio fragrances are. This one isn't as like in your face and loud, but the performance is still there for sure. Excellent performance. It's just very wearable. It's kind of hard to pick out notes in here because it's very, very well blended and high quality, but it is super easy to wear. Like I could wear this for just about any occasion, any season, any place, and this would fit. It just smells so good. This is the fragrance that won't let me down. This would make a great signature scent in my opinion. I feel like you could reach for this anytime and you know it's gonna just deliver for you. And I love this one. This is newer to my collection, but this has become a top favorite of mine. And I do honestly think this is a 10 out of 10 in every category. So that is by Initio, Psychedelic Love. All right, you guys, that is it for today's video. Those are the 10 fragrances with an honorable mention that I truly think are 10 out of 10 fragrances in my collection. And I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think of these fragrances. Do you think these are 10 out of 10? Have you tried them? What perfumes are in your collection that you think fit this criteria? Let me know. I love to get recommendations from you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope everybody is having an amazing day and I will see you in my next video. Bye.